Hansel and Gretel. Near the edge of a great forest lived a poor woodcutter with his wife and his 2 children, Hansel and Gretel. Times were dire, and there was very little food to be found. One night, the wife, who was their stepmother, said to the woodcutter, "There is not enough food for all of us. We must take the children deep into the forest and leave them there." Hansel, who was awake, heard everything. His heart grew heavy. The next morning, as they walked into the woods, Hansel secretly dropped little white pebbles from his pocket, leaving a trail behind them. When they stopped in a clearing, their parents told them to wait while they gathered wood. After many hours, the sun set, and the children knew they had been abandoned. But Hansel, using his trail of pebbles, guided Gretel back home. The stepmother was furious. A few days later, she convinced the woodcutter to try again. This time, Hansel had no pebbles. He had only a piece of bread, which he crumbled and dropped as they walked. The children were left even deeper in the forest. When night fell, Hansel looked for his breadcrumbs, but alas, the birds had eaten them all. They wandered for a long time, lost and afraid, until they came upon the most peculiar little cottage. It was made entirely of gingerbread and cakes, with windows of clear sugar. Hansel and Gretel, ravenously hungry, broke off pieces of the roof and walls and began to eat. "Nibble, nibble, nibble, little mouse, who is nibbling at my house?" a soft voice called from inside. The door opened and a very old woman leaning on a stick came out. "Oh, you dear children," she said, with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Come in and stay with me. You must be famished." The old woman offered them milk and pancakes and gave them soft beds to sleep in. The children thought they had found a wonderful new home. But the old woman was not kind. She was a wicked witch who built her gingerbread house to trap children. The next morning, she seized Hansel and locked him in a small stable. "He is too thin," she crackled. "I will fatten him up, and then I shall eat him." She made Gretel her servant and forced her to cook for Hansel, feeding him the finest foods, while Gretel herself had only scraps. Every day, the witch would call to Hansel, "Stick out your finger, little boy, so I can feel how fat you are." Hansel, however, was clever. He would stick out a small bone he had found. The witch, whose eyesight was poor, was confused. "He is still so thin," she would grumble. Finally, after many weeks, the witch grew impatient. "Fat or thin, it matters not. I can wait no longer. Gretel, light the oven. We will bake Hansel today." Her voice was gravelly, a harsh sound deep in her throat. Gretel trembled, cried, "How do I light it? I don't know how to start the fire." "Foolish girl," snarled the witch. "Stand here and see how I do it." The witch bent down to show Gretel how to look inside the hot oven. With a quick push, Gretel shoved the wicked witch into the roaring fire and slammed the iron door shut. Gretel ran to free Hansel, and together they searched the witch's house. They found chests overflowing with jewels and gold. "This is better than pebbles or breadcrumbs," Hansel exclaimed. With pockets full of treasure, they followed a path they recognized and soon found themselves at the edge of their own forest. There, waiting for them, was their father, the woodcutter, who had long regretted leaving them. He had been alone since the stepmother had died. They hugged their father tightly, shared their riches, and from that day forward they lived together happily, never again suffering from want or hunger.